Hey everyone, it's me, the Cinenerd. We're here at the end of the year, and you know what that means? It's time for another year-end Best Films of the Year review. So 2019 was a great year for movies, so without further ado, let's get started. Alright, starting off the list at number 10, giving it to Attila Battle Angel. James Cameron did a really great job with this movie, had a lot of great action to it. The CGI was great. The characters, especially Christoph Waltz, was really good. I'm calling it right here, folks. Third best supporting actor win for this one. He was just so good. Everything looks so realistic, and yeah, it was just a real fun time. Couldn't ask for anything else from James Cameron. Alright guys, for number 10, giving it to The Lion King. Not the old Lion King from 1990. This is for the new Lion King from 2019, and the live action Lion King at that. The Lion Kings looked great. All the lions looked really good. The CGI was great. I just thought it was really great how they adapted the Lion King for updated times. And yeah, it was just great to see The Lion King again in theaters, just like old times, but with new technology and a great CGI. Okay guys, for number 8, it's gotta be Zombieland, the double tap. Wow, so if I was doing this channel earlier in my career, I would have given it Zombieland a top 10 spot on whatever year it came out of, but for this year I'm giving it to Double Tap at number 8. It was just a really fun movie, great to be back with all the characters from the original. Super fun, hilarious, great script, great cinematography. The CGI for the zombies, well, the zombies weren't CGI, but it was really good, all the makeup and stuff, and yeah, just if you got some friends and it's a Friday night, head down to the local theaters. Well, it's not in the theaters anymore, but just pop it in the DVD player and have a good time. Alright, for number 7, a little bit of an upset. I thought this movie would be higher on the list, but I'm putting it at number 7, Avengers Endgame. This is a sequel to my number 1 movie of last year, Avengers Infinity War. Putting it at the number 7 slot because although it was great, it had great acting, great cinematography, the screenplay was amazing. Especially Robert Downey Jr. I think he should be nominated for Best Actor. He should win for Best Actor at that. It was a little sad because it did end the Marvel universe. Too bad we won't be seeing any more of those. So it did make me feel a little sad, just seeing all these characters saying goodbye to all these beloved characters, but it was cool just to see everybody back in action, fighting Thanos, fighting all the aliens. So yeah, it was a great time, real fun, definitely check it out. Alright, for the number 6 slot, giving it to Joker. I mean, wow, this movie really blew me away. I was expecting just like a regular like superhero movie, but it was actually the most mature movie probably I've ever seen. I think it's the next Dark Knight, honestly. It was just so gritty, so real. The cinematography was great. The acting, especially for Joaquin Phoenix, was really good. I think he should get a couple awards. But yeah, it was just really intense. Todd Phillips is just a genius. I firmly believe he's probably the greatest filmmaker we have, with like the Hangover movies and other things like Joker. So yeah, giving number 6 spot to Joker, and yeah. Alright guys, halfway there. For number 5 slot, I'm giving it to Martin Scorsese's The Irishman. Wow, what a great movie this was. It's released on Netflix, so I kind of debated putting it on my list because it is like a streaming movie, although it was in theaters for a little bit. But just, oh man, the craft behind this movie was great. Martin Scorsese just proves once again that he is probably America's greatest living filmmaker at the moment. The way that it uses time and scope to convey the themes of regret and loneliness in its main character, perfectly exemplified by Robert De Niro in his greatest role in, frankly, a long time. But yeah, it's just such an interesting turn from a filmmaker who we've seen examine the effects of violence in its current form, and now we see him examine violence, the aftermath of it, and its effect on the people that are closest to it, and how it can linger for generations. So yeah, check it out if you can. Alright guys, for the number 4 slot, giving it to The Nightingale. This is the second feature film from writer-director Jennifer Kent. Her first was the critically acclaimed The Babadook, and instead of doing another horror feature, Jennifer Kent chooses a second, more ambitious film. It's definitely broader in scope, but it does expand on the techniques and the language that she used in her first feature. This film is a little bit intense in its subject matter, but it doesn't go into an exploitative viewpoint. Instead, it grounds itself firmly in an empathetic view of its main characters, who have thoroughly been abused and cast aside by a system of oppression and corruption. This is the work of a very talented filmmaker. I'm really excited for Jennifer Kent. She has proven herself to be one of the singular voices in world cinema at the moment. Definitely not for the faint of heart, but I highly recommend you check out The Nightingale. It is a very brutal film and a very violent film, but one that never loses sight of its heart and always encourages empathy for its fellow humans. Alright guys, for number 3, giving it to Manos. Wow, this was an experience, and by experience I mean a movie that fully utilizes the language and the techniques that a filmmaker has at their disposal. The visuals are breathtaking, the audio sucks you into this world of child soldiers, showing you how the lure and the temptation of violence and camaraderie that war offers to these children really puts you in their headspace and really makes you understand and empathize with the group dynamics that form out of this frankly depraved situation that these children find themselves in. It is the work of a filmmaker who fully understands what he wants to say and how he wants to say it, and for that, it gets the number 3 spot on my list. Alright guys, getting close. We're at the number 2 spot, and you guessed it, I'm giving it to The Souvenir. Joanna Hogg really knocked it out of the park with this one. This semi-autobiographical take on her adolescence growing up in film school during her college years really gives the viewer insight into this maturation of an artist growing up. You see her ideals alter and shift as she continues this relationship with this man that she doesn't fully trust, and it ultimately explores the artist's struggle of what we truly want to say within us and what we and the ideas and images of ourselves that we project onto ourselves and onto others. Beautifully crafted, expertly composed, so I highly suggest you check out The Souvenir, however it's playing near you. Alright guys, we made it. The number 1 spot. Oh man, this was a tough choice, but I think you know what I'm gonna pick. Bong Joon-ho's Parasite. What a film. It is thrilling, it is scary, it is funny, it is heartwarming, it is cynical, it is beautiful, it is everything at once, and it is just a ride all the way through. It is the perfect merging of entertainment and art, fully immersing the viewer in this parable of these two families as they struggle with class dynamics and power structures as dictated by economic systems that thrive on oppression. Frankly, I think it's Bong Joon-ho's masterpiece, and I couldn't recommend it. Wait. guys, number one spot, finally made it. We're here. And for the number one spot, giving it to, you guessed it, Star Wars, Episode 9, The Rise of Skywalker. Wow, man, what a conclusion to this series. Great episode, great movie, in fact. Man, I couldn't ask for anything better. Finally, the answers we've all been asking for have been revealed, and everything is really cool, really great. Cinematography is great, sometimes screen is great. Yeah, just really fun, really action-packed. Take the whole family to go see this movie as soon as you can. Well, guys, that'll do it for me this year. Hope you enjoyed the list. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe for any movies you thought should be included. And yeah, I'll see you all next year at the movies.